The story that we are breaking at the moment, the big story on the census that is now to kick off by 2025. That's right. Sources telling India today that the government is set to start the census next year. It's been long awaited, 4 years delayed, and we are now told finally that the government is set to start the census next year. Sources telling us delimitation of Lok Sabha seats will take place only after the census. Government yet to decide though on that critical demand that the opposition has been making of also having a caste-based census along with the main census exercise. The opposition has reiterated a caste census call and called for a all-party meeting. So the census will finally be there after 4 years, starting January, is what sources are now claiming. Aishwarya Paliwal joins us. Aishwarya, so far no official statement from the government. Is the government testing the waters, or are they clear that all decks are now cleared finally for a census to begin come January?
Well, Rajdeep, let me tell you, one of the things that the government has been speaking about over the past many days is the fact that they want to make sure that the census happens, then 2026, that's the time when the delimitation needs to happen, and only then will we see the increase in the number of seats that will take place in the year 2029. So the end goal is to make sure that our parliament has more number of MPs, and that's the reason why we are now seeing a push for the new census. Also, if you remember, the census was actually supposed to happen 4 years back, but because of COVID, that did not take place. Now the government is very keen that they will slowly start pushing for it. First the census, then we will see 2026. That is when the number of seats of the parliament will increase, Rajdeep, and then the crucial next Lok Sabha election, 2029. So keeping all those things in mind, this is what we are understanding at the moment, that the census is something that the government, Rajdeep, is now looking at.
Okay, so census in 2025, delimitation in 2026, and maybe more seats for the Lok Sabha in 2029. Aishwarya Paliwal giving us those details on what is likely. Let's turn for the other story that's breaking at the moment, and this is a maha mess now. The seat sharing deadlock continues in Maharashtra just a day before the deadline for filing of nominations for that big election ends. We are told the ruling Mahayuti is yet to decide on 24 seats. The Aghadi, which is the opposition, its allies are yet to decide on 23 seats. So you've got a situation where both sides haven't got their act together. Sena UBT candidate, meanwhile, has withdrawn from Aurangabad Central with just 24 hours to go and has declared support to the Shinde Sena. The BJP has given 4 seats to smaller allies like the party of Ramdas Athawale. There you can see Ajit Pawar was among the few candidates who filed his nomination today from Baramati. He will be opposing in Baramati. He will be taking on his nephew, Yugendra. So you've got lots of family battles, but amidst that, a lot of confusion as well. Let's get a quick update on that from Sahil Joshi. Sahil, still 24 seats to be announced by the Mahayuti and 23 by the Aghadi. Is this part of strategy? Because they fear the moment they announce candidates, rebels are put up?
It's no more part of the strategy, because it's really finding it tough to finalize it in the last breath, and that's what we are looking at this point of time. Look at what happened today. The Shiv Sena UBT candidate suddenly withdraws from Aurangabad Central, and Shiv Sena UBT had to announce a new candidate, Balasaheb Thorat. Shiv Sena's Balasaheb Thorat. Let's not mix him with the Congress Balasaheb Thorat. So they had to declare a new candidate from there. On the other hand, from Piyush Goyal's Lok Sabha constituency, Borivali Assembly constituency falls into North Mumbai Lok Sabha seat. There, Gopal Shetty, the former member of parliament and veteran BJP leader from Mumbai, he declared that the Borivali seat is not some dharmshala that every time you are putting candidates from outside, and his people have not liked it. He's likely to take a decision by tomorrow. In Andheri East seat, where the BJP had objected Eknath Shinde for putting up Pradeep Sharma, the encounter specialist and Antilia case accused, Pradeep Sharma's wife, as a candidate. So they have taken candidate from BJP, that is Burji Patel, and have filled it as Eknath Shinde Shiv Sena candidate. Now Pradeep Sharma's wife is saying that she's planning to contest independent. Even I'm hearing that the Varsova's Shiv Sena candidate might be changed. The still last minute hustle going on. And at the same time, the BJP has now decided to give 4 seats to the alliance partners, out of which the RPI Athawale candidate from Kalina will contest on BJP's symbol and name. So, and the rest of the three candidates, Ravi Rana and the other two candidates from RSP, are going to contest on their own symbol. But, the last minute hustles are still going on. The seat finalization is yet being, polished, what we can say. By tomorrow, I think the picture will be clear.
Right.
Even at this point of time, when we are talking, the parties are not yet come with a proper seat sharing formula. That exactly how many seats which party is going to contest is not yet known to anybody. That kind of secret has been kept. So we'll have to wait till tomorrow to get the final picture of who is contesting where, who has rebelled, whose rebellion has been scuttled finally, and who is finally in the fray. So even in fact, interestingly, even in Mahim constituency, where Amit Thackeray, Raj Thackeray's son, is contesting, the BJP has demanded that Eknath Shinde's party should withdraw the candidature announced to the local MLA of Eknath Shinde's party. That MLA is headbound in contesting election, but he is yet to decide. He has not yet filed nomination so far.
Sahil, I'm going to leave it there. What you're suggesting is that virtually, particularly in Mumbai, every constituency is seeing possibly multipolar contest, is seeing rebels, independents likely to contest, and both sides are finding several seats where they have contending claims. We'll get clarity, as you said, tomorrow, once, of course, the nomination process is over. And remember, for 5 days after that, there'll be a lot of withdrawals as well. Maharashtra, we maintain at the moment, is a maha mess, as you can see. Let's leave it there. Sahil Joshi, our Mumbai Bureau Chief, joining us from there. Let me turn to another election story that we want to focus on today, because after much anticipation, Priyanka Gandhi Vadra today finally kicked off her election campaign to try and make her political debut from the Wayanad seat in Kerala. It's a constituency that was vacated by her brother Rahul Gandhi after he won both from Rai Bareli and Wayanad. Priyanka is leading the Congress's race. It's a fight with its own ally in this seat, the left. Meanwhile, the BJP is raising questions over the Congress Neta's assets, and particularly that of Priyanka's husband, Robert Vadra. Take a look at our top story.
Priyanka Gandhi Vadra kicks off her campaign in Wayanad. The Congress leader took out a roadshow on Monday, which saw hundreds of Congress workers line up on the route in her support. In her first public rally after filing nomination papers for the by-polls, Priyanka struck an emotional chord, recounting her meeting with Thresyamma, a senior citizen, last week.
She held my hand and took me in her home. She made me sit down and she put her rosary in my hand. I felt like I have not even stepped into Wayanad and I already have a mother here.
Addressing the gathering, Priyanka saluted the heroic struggles waged by the locals against the British. She went on to attack the Narendra Modi government.
The saddest thing is that the central government is playing politics in such situations. Look, it's a government which is a government for the whole country. Politics should not be played when there are disasters, when people are suffering and they're in pain. That is the one time that you expect that everybody leaves politics aside and the help that is required is given to the people.
Earlier in the day, Priyanka met with students of the Nilgiri College of Arts and Science, marking the beginning of her two-day poll tour. Priyanka's challengers in the constituency are CPI's Satyan Mokeri and BJP's Navya Haridas.
In that rally, the number of voters of the real Wayanad Mandal are very few. So I think the Congress is going to face a crucial, tough time this time.
അവിടെ ഇപ്പോൾ 6 ലക്ഷം വോട്ടിനൊക്കെ ജയിക്കുമെന്ന് അവകാശപ്പെടുന്നു. അതൊക്കെ ഭയത്തിൽ നിന്നുണ്ടായതാണ്. പരാജയം മണത്തറിഞ്ഞ് ജനങ്ങളെ മോഹിപ്പിക്കുന്നതിന് വേണ്ടി നിസാരമായ വോട്ടിനല്ല 5 ലക്ഷത്തിനധികം 6 ലക്ഷം വോട്ടിന് ജയിക്കുമെന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ നിങ്ങളുടെ വോട്ട് എന്തിനാണ് വെറുതെ ചെയ്ത് അതിന്റെ വാല്യൂ ഇല്ലാതാക്കുന്ന എന്നൊരു ക്യാമ്പയിനാണ് നടത്തുന്നത്. പൊളിറ്റിക്കൽ ഡിബേറ്റിന് എന്താ തയ്യാറാകുന്നത്?
If Priyanka is elected from Wayanad, 3 Gandhis, Sonia, Rahul and Priyanka, will be in the parliament, marking a new chapter for the Congress. Bureau Report, India Today.
The Priyanka Gandhi Vadra factor. Case of Parivarvad, or is she a political asset for the Congress? Is Wayanad expected to be a soft landing for Priyanka Gandhi Vadra? Is Robert Vadra the Achilles heel for Priyanka Gandhi, the politician? These are some of the questions we will raise. I'm joined by Shugato Srinivas Raju. He's an author and journalist based in Karnataka. He's written on the Gandhis and Rahul Gandhi's Bharat Jodo Yatra. Shama Mohammed is Congress spokesperson. Ajay Alok is the senior BJP spokesperson. And James Pepe is a senior journalist based in Kerala. I appreciate all of you joining us. I want to come to you first, Shama Mohammed, because the moment Priyanka Gandhi Vadra filed her nomination last week, she's hit the campaign trail today. The BJP has a single point agenda. They claim that Priyanka Gandhi Vadra is a classic example of Parivarvad. 3 Gandhis could be entering parliament, and therefore they are questioning whether this is simply once again Congress dynastical politics. It is not about merit or even finding a candidate from Kerala to represent Wayanad.
Hi, Rajdeep. I find it ridiculous that every time the Gandhis fight an election, they have this issue of Parivarvad. She has proved herself. She has been campaigning from the age of 17, and she's been there campaigning for her brother, her mother, and for various leaders of the Congress party. It's not that she came in, she joined, and she got a ticket. Never. She's been there for the last 25 odd years in politics, and she's got her ticket, and we all are proud of it, and we are happy about it.
Now, what's her connection with Wayanad, ma'am? What's Priyanka Gandhi Vadra's connection with Wayanad? Doesn't the Congress have any candidates from Wayanad to represent Wayanad?
It's not that. We want Priyanka Gandhi to fight for Wayanad. We know that Mrs. Indira Gandhi had fought from Chikmagalur, Medak. Mrs. Sonia Gandhi fought from Bellary. The fact of the matter is the Congress party loves the northern part of India as well as the southern part of India. And they're not scared. Our leaders are not scared of standing from either south or north. Now, the problem with the Bharatiya Janata Party is Mr. Modi refuses to stand from the southern part of India. He stood from Gujarat as well as Varanasi. We invite him to come and stand from Kerala. There is Karnataka, there is Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Tamil Nadu. Why is Mr. Modi scared? Why doesn't he come to the southern part of India? I ask him, I welcome him to come. So what happens is the south always feels abandoned. And the Congress party has always kept the south as well as the north very close to them, east, west, any part of India. They stand for each and every one in India. Unlike the Bharatiya Janata Party,
three members of one family in parliament, is that the BJP will say Parivarvad?
So if the BJP continues to say the Parivarvad, look at the Maharashtra election right now, which is happening, and look at the candidates in Maharashtra election. In fact, Narayan Rane's son jumped to Eknath Shinde Shiv Sena because he's unable to get the ticket. So he's going to another party. Eknath Shinde himself is the chief minister. His son is the member of parliament. I can go on. The Bharatiya Janata Party, well, his father, each one of them, Anurag Thakur, who is his father. I can go on with what is happening in Diyase. And look at even Jharkhand. They got in Sita Soren. They're giving her a ticket. Who is Sita Soren? Hemant Soren's daughter-in-law. So, you know what? They can do whatever, but when we do it, there is a problem.
Ma'am, I've taken your point. Let me bring in Ajay Alok. I've heard you. Let Ajay Alok respond. Ajay Alok, the moment Priyanka Gandhi entered the fray, first nominated a few days ago, now campaigning, the BJP says, and I'll come to other points later, but the primary charge remains Parivarvad. Here you've got Shama Mohammed claiming, how can the BJP take the moral high ground anymore on Parivarvad? Just look at the candidates in Maharashtra, other states. You're happily taking sons, daughters, daughter-in-laws, uncles. So why blame only the Congress party and the Gandhis?
Rajdeep, I hope you understand better than the Congress people or my dear opposition that when we talk of Parivarvad, it's not about that the father, son or grandson contesting the election and winning and coming and getting the tickets. No, that's not Parivarvad. Parivarvad is one defined position that the top position will be occupied only by the family, whether it remains or by the wishes of the family, whether it remains to be the president or for the post of prime minister or for the post of chief minister. This is what you called political Parivarvad. Then secondly, my Congress friend said that Gandhis love North India and South India. No, ma'am. Gandhi loved the Islamic part of India. And that's why they choose particularly those seats where the Islamic part of India comes represent. Because Congress party has already decided, right from the inception of this country, that they are going to turn ultimately this country into an Islamic country. By the various steps have been taken, only the announcement was left. Like we start with Article 25, 28 and 30 of the Constitution in 1951. Then we start with HRC. Then we start with HSB. Then we start with secularism 1975, 42nd Amendment. Then we start Alpsankyak Adhinimam, what do you say, Minority Act. Then we start with...
Sir, you're saying Gandhis prefer Muslim parts of the
worship
country,
act.
but they've
Then we start with everything for appeasement.
No, 1 minute, ma'am.
Rajiv.
Shama Mohammed, do not intervene.
Rajiv,
Shama Mohammed,
let me complete.
Ajay Alok did not cross talk with you. Please wait. Be patient. Ajay Alok, you made a very serious charge. You said the Gandhis want to contest from Muslim-dominated areas of the country. Now, while that might be true in Wayanad, which has a large Muslim population, the fact is they've also represented different other parts of the country. Rahul Gandhi, as we speak, is the MP from Raebareli.
What is the demography? What is the demography of Raebareli these days? Have you checked it? What is the demography of Amethi these days? Have you checked it? And along with Samajwadi Party, how does it reflect? Have you checked it? Please go and check it first. Now I'm coming to second.
No, none of these constituencies are Muslim dominated, Ajay.
Is going to have a soft landing. You said, they are not Muslim dominated, but yes, they are well in good sizable numbers. Now
they are Indian citizens, sir. I hope you know Muslims are also Indian citizens.
Where we are. I know, but the specific love for Muslim population, and I have listed so many things from 1951 till now. The Congress is just short of declaring this as an Islamic country if they come into the power. Otherwise, they have done each and everything what is there for appeasement and to declare this as an Islamic country. All the things which I have listed line by line.
No, 1 minute.
Now, second thing, you said about soft landing.
But Ajay Alok, the fact is you cannot give a single Muslim a ticket. No, 1 minute, madam. Madam, you have to wait.
What sort of nonsense is this?
No, madam, your voice has to... You can respond. You will get to respond. Please allow me to do what my job is as an anchor. Ajay Alok, you have made a very serious charge today, which deserves, that's why I'm pressing you on this. You are claiming that the Congress is looking for constituencies which are going to convert India into an Islamic state. Aren't you fear-mongering? One day you say, batenge to katenge, that's become your latest slogan. Is the BJP guilty, just as you are accusing the Congress, are you guilty of preying on the fears of people, using Priyanka Gandhi contesting from Wayanad, sir?
No, I am not, we are not preying on the fears of the people. We are just letting the people know the truth. That's what Congress has done and what Congress intends to do. And that as a primary opposition and as a ruling party, we have all the rights and we are in a right to do so. Now, when I say, you said in your introduction, is Priyanka Gandhi going to have a soft landing? Well, let me tell you, the takeoff is very jerky, Rajdeep. If you look into the affidavit filed by Priyanka Gandhi, I'm just aghast to see that affidavit. The Supreme Court clearly says that you have to declare your asset and your spouse's asset and any legal cases pertaining to it. Robert Vadra undergoing so many cases, most of the cases have not been mentioned in the affidavit. Why? Congress has battery of lawyers. Was it done intentionally? Number two, in AJL, Priyanka Gandhi holds shares, which is there in the National Herald scam case. That is also not mentioned. Why? Who has done it? Is this going to be a crash landing by the Congress itself? Today we have done a press conference on this. We are not concerned that what Priyanka Gandhi is going to get out of it, because this is ultimately the election commission, the returning officer, who is going to look after it. But this has a serious consequence. Who in the Congress party wants Priyanka Gandhi to crash landing? If you're talking of soft landing, I'll say it's a jerky takeoff, which is bound to happen in a crash landing.
You will have to be patient. The fact is, there are two more. No, you will have to be patient, ma'am. There are tax disputes, and some of those tax disputes are listed at the moment. Shokato Srinivas Raju, you're seeing the moment Robert Vadra's name comes in, the debate takes another twist. That Priyanka Gandhi, is he an Achilles heel? Both when she filed a nomination and now today, the BJP is holding press conferences targeting Priyanka Gandhi through her husband. How do you respond? Is this part of the problem that the Gandhis will face going ahead?
Thank you, Rajdeep. Robert Vadra, BJP had 10 years to sort of take action on him. It's not that the cases against Robert Vadra are new. The disputes or issues about Robert Vadra are new. It's been there for about 15 years now. Even when the Vajpayee government was there, a lot of issues were raised. So the BJP had 10 long years after they came to power. The Narendra Modi government had 10 long years to sort of take action against him. And they have not done that. And if they raise it now, I think it looks a little, deliberate and trying to sort of raise an issue which they could have handled. And if they were sincere about it, wanting to sort of, penalize him for the wrongs that he has done, they should have acted earlier. This is they shouldn't have waited for this moment to act on him. So it looks a little deliberate.
So do you see this as the BJP attempting somehow to find a way in which Priyanka Gandhi's carefully sculpted image so far is targeted, and in some way she too is brought in? With Rahul Gandhi, it was by making him appear to be a pappu. With Priyanka Gandhi, it is through Robert Vadra.
See, the Priyanka Gandhi's advantage was that she was an extremely impressive speaker, great campaigner, and there was a certain emotional coherence to what she spoke. She was far better than her mother and her brother who struggled at the podium. So, see, she was a great campaigner, but always, Priyanka has never been political. Whenever she has campaigned, there has never been a demagogish sway to what she has said, but it has always been personal. She has always brought in the aspect of her family's sacrifice to draw oaths. So she has never been political that way. And the Gandhis, have in the last, say, 15, 20 years, primarily brought in, especially Rahul and Priyanka, have made it the mainstay, sacrifice as the mainstay of their political claim. So that has continued. And so that was the sculpted image, and the empathetic image that she had built up, going and meeting victims of, tragedies and rape victims and people who have suffered. That touch and speak kind of phenomena that she evolved. She was very, very effective with all that. That was a carefully constructed image, or she's probably really empathetic, right. that we can't dispute. But the thing is that Vadra was always an Achilles heel, and everybody knew about it. The only point that I want to raise, Rajdeep, is that you knew that he was a problem all through. There were tax disputes for the last, even if you look at the the affidavit, it's very clear. The tax disputes go back a long way. The BJP could have acted on that. But why is it raising it now?
You make a good point. That why now? Why have you not? So we'll come back to that in a moment. But I want to ask PP Jain, because you're in Kerala. How does this all play out? First, Rahul Gandhi goes to Wayanad in 2019. Now Priyanka Gandhi, after Rahul Gandhi decides to move to Raebareli. It's one thing the family may, the bond that they may believe they've built with the people. But is it all about emotion and family, and less about what are you going to really do for Wayanad and Kerala? So it becomes very much an emotional pitch, not a political pitch.
Rajdeep, for Priyanka Gandhi, it's something like a very safe place to do her first electoral political battle. So
is it because, let's be politically incorrect, is it because it has a large minority population? That's the reason why it's a safe pitch. That's what is argued by the BJP. The BJP says the Gandhis have chosen Wayanad because it has a large minority population.
Not only Wayanad, you take the case of Indira Gandhi, Chikmagalur, or any of the South Indian state, Congress had a strong base. And take Wayanad, from its formation, all seats were won by the Congress candidates. And
the left has also won there. The left has also scored in Wayanad in the past.
But most of the time, Congress had a good performance in Wayanad. And also, Priyanka Gandhi gets a lot of emotional connect with the people of Kerala. You know that from Nehru times, Kerala has a special affiliation with the Nehru family, not of the minority.
No, so are you saying a majority of the people support the idea that Priyanka...
Yes, that's what I want to say. The majority and the minority support Rahul Gandhi. He got 4,31,000 first time in 2019, and he got a lead of 3,64,000 in 2024.
Right.
And I think Congress is trying for 6 lakh majority. That they may
so you're saying she gets votes from both majority and minority. Shama Mohammed, now you can respond. You heard what was said today by Ajay Alok on the program. He's raised both the issue of Vadra's assets, which he claims have not been fully declared in Priyanka's affidavit, and he raises the issue that the Congress is turning to Wayanad because he claims it's a safe seat with a large minority population.
No. Firstly, he told that in our party, only one family can be in power. Let me make him understand. Narasimha Rao is not from the family. He was a prime minister from the Congress party. Manmohan Singh is not from the family. He was a prime minister from the Congress party. So anybody can be the prime minister. It's not, you can't just say it is one this thing. Number two, the other accusation he made is about Muslims. I am very upset about that because one, Wayanad's majority are Hindus, number one. Number two, so what if Muslims vote over here? Are they not the citizens of this country? Why do you have to keep pointing? Congress party is converting this country into a Muslim country. On what basis? Do you know how many members of parliament the Congress party has which are Muslims in the Rajya Sabha and the Lok Sabha? It is even less than the TMC. So please don't point fingers at the Congress party that it's a Muslim party. It's a wrong thing which you keep doing. Go and see the number of MLAs, MPs, everybody, and check it with other religions. They Sikh, Christians, Hindus, Dalits. We are less than anybody else, the Muslims. So let's not, this thing about Muslim, you have to stop. Number two, we are the citizens of this country and everybody has the right. Number three, Wayanad has 44% Hindus. Let's make that once and for all clear. And also, Wayanad is a Congress bastion. 2 MLAs right now, Kalpata and Sultan Batteri is with the Congress party. You have to understand that. So, Congress bastion. The other thing he speaks about is Robert Vadra. Like the gentleman said, Robert Vadra's cases, you have it. Why don't you have a problem? You put him behind bars. Why do you keep pointing fingers? You are in power for the last 10 years. And also with her affidavit, if the Election Commission of India has no issues, what is your problem? You keep doing press conferences. This is not, her papers are not looked by the Congress party or by the state government.
Okay.
It's the Election Commission.
Okay,
so let the Election Commission, which you hold with a puppet string, take a call on it. One last point. The governor of Odisha is campaigning in Jamshedpur East. What is the Election Commission doing about it? Why don't you talk about it? Why is a government who is supposed to be non-partisan campaigning in Jamshedpur East? I want to know now.
Okay, you made a lot of important points. Ajay Alok, the central point though, which another of my guests, Shugato, also made, is that if you believe that Robert Vadra is the one who has to answer questions, or you're questioning Robert Vadra's assets, you've had a decade in power. Why have you not acted against him? You're now coming up and questioning the election affidavit, which of course the Election Commission has to look at. Is it only to create, as I said, try and somehow or the other destroy Priyanka's image? You try to target Rahul Gandhi as a pappu. Now Priyanka Gandhi Vadra will be targeted as Robert Vadra's wife, and somehow you have to get her linked to Robert Vadra in terms of asset declaration.
All of you have conveniently avoided the points I have raised. Very conveniently, Rajdeep, you also avoided it.
Which one?
When I'm saying Congress have battery of lawyers and they have so long history of presenting a good affidavit, don't you all understand that in election affidavit providing wrong information and concealment of information is a crime, and even if you win an election, it can be countermanded. Don't you all know this? What I have pointed right in the beginning, that there is a concealment of information in the affidavit. Is it right or wrong? There is misinformation in the affidavit, right or wrong? It is there for everyone to see and check it from the courts, which are there in the public domain.
So
now, who has done it in the Congress? Was it deliberately done? To just let Priyanka Gandhi's soft landing become into crash landing? That's the question, and you guys are conveniently avoiding it.
So that is why election commission.
I introduced right from 1951 till now.
Yes,
that is what is the character of Congress party.
Rajdeep, they're scared of Priyanka Gandhi coming to Parliament.
As far as the character of the Congress party is concerned, and the nature of the Congress party is concerned, I have listed right from 1951 till now what they have done.
Okay,
and how they want to convert this country into Islamic country.
I've heard both sides. Shugato, as you can see, the Gandhis continue to polarize. That is the nature of it. In the last decade, we've seen when Sonia Gandhi came into politics, it was about foreign origins. When Rahul Gandhi came into politics, there were questions again raised. And now with Priyanka Gandhi Vadra, does Priyanka Gandhi get under the skin, or the Gandhis get under the skin of the BJP? Or do you believe the BJP sees them actually as the perfect opponent because they can use them to target them on family Raj and Parivarvad?
Rajdeep, I mean, it's sadly BJP, is brazen with its communalism, and the Congress is brazen with its family. Purely speaking on a democratic principle, no dynasty is a good idea, for a democracy. So on those terms, it's not about getting under the skin of the BJP, Priyanka getting under the skin. The dynasty itself has to be sort of looked at. The idea of the dynasty itself has to be looked at with far greater seriousness in a democracy as diverse and as large as India. And, the pitch of the elections, you have written a book recently, so I'm sure you referred to it. The election pitch of the Congress party was save democracy. So I think they should think far more seriously about the idea of perpetuating dynasty than, speaking about other things. No, speaking about other things is welcome, but, this is very, very central to think about.
So do you think that one of the
dynasty.
problems is one of the Gandhis need to articulate a stronger political vision when they go into these election campaigns?
Absolutely. And one other point, Rajdeep, which is that, dynasty has not exactly been delivering votes and vote percentages to the Congress since 1991. So is it a diminishing idea? We don't know. So the Congress party also has to reflect and see if it needs to make a correction and present a far bigger, vision, political vision for India, liberal vision for India.
Right.
And with Priyanka Gandhi, the one other thing is that since she is married and has children, she represents a greater idea of dynastic perpetuation than her brother. So I think that may be something which is worrying the BJP.
Okay. Let me for a moment then, as we conclude the debate, tell you what Priyanka Gandhi had to say when I raised the dynasty question with her. Listen in.
91 के बाद उनको ना इंदिरा गांधी की याद है, ना जवाहरलाल नेहरू, ना राजीव गांधी. वो जो जनरेशन है वो कहता है यार मुझे कैंडिडेट चाहिए मेरिट पर, मुझे परिवार की पॉलिटिक्स नहीं चाहिए, मुझे एक नया भारत चाहिए. और तो मोदी जी ने उस भारत को फोकस किया है. और आपके जो राज्य थे जहां आप रोजगार दे सकते थे वहां नहीं मिला है. इसलिए अगर आप कहते हैं कि हम रोजगार देंगे, बीजेपी कहेगी तो फिर आपने राजस्थान में जब आपकी सरकार थी तब क्यों नहीं दी?
आप लोग तय कर लीजिए कि आपको कहना क्या है. आप कहते हैं परिवार की पॉलिटिक्स, फिर आप पूरा अभियान चलाते हैं, भाजपा चलाती है, आप चलाते हैं कि फॉर एग्जाम्पल प्रियंका गांधी चुनाव क्यों नहीं लड़ रही, उसमें परिवारवाद नहीं है, वो आपके कन्वीनियंस के लिए. तो जब आपके कन्वीनियंस के लिए होता है आप उठा लेते हैं मुद्दा और परिवारवाद की बातें ये करते हैं. इनके जरा गिनिए कितने बच्चे, कितने चाचे चाचियां भतीजे सब इनके पार्टी में है, बताइए. मैं आपको निकाल के दे दूंगी कितने परिवार इनकी पार्टी में. और जो
आपके पार्टी में एक ही परिवार लेता है ना, वो उनका
बिल्कुल ये बिल्कुल गलत है. हमारी पार्टी भाजपा की तरह नहीं है जहां निर्णय एक जना लेता है.
That is Priyanka Gandhi's views. You also heard the views of our panelists who I appreciate joining me on the show today. We will see whether Priyanka Gandhi has a soft landing in Wayanad and where that takes her eventually in politics. Appreciate my guests joining me. Let's turn from there to Tamil Nadu, where Tamil superstar Vijay launched his political party, the Tamilaga Vettri Kazhagam, the TMK. The actor, addressing in his first political rally on Sunday, defined his ideology as anti-communism and anti-corruption. The rally was attended by over 3 lakh people, sparking speculation. Are we seeing the rise of a new actor politician in South India? Take a look.
A superstar entry into politics. Ilaya Thalapathy Vijay has now a new avatar as the president of the Tamilaga Vettri Kazhagam, or as it translates, the victory of the Tamil people. As Vijay took to stage to address a massive crowd of nearly 7 lakh people, everyone had just one question. What is Vijay's political ideology? With massive cutouts of Periyar, Kamarajar and more on stage, Vijay struck an important balance and clarified on whether he has the same beliefs as Dravidian parties.
Periyar enga kolgai தலைவர் எப்படி ஏன் பெரியார் சொன்ன கடவுள் மறுப்பு கொள்கையை மட்டும் நாங்க கையில் எடுக்க போறதே இல்லை. எங்களுக்கு அதில் உடன்பாடும் இல்லை. யாரோட கடவுள் நம்பிக்கைக்கும் நாங்க எதிரானவங்க இல்லை. அரசியல் அண்ணன் தம்பி உறவை அறிமுகப்படுத்தின அறிஞர் அண்ணா சொன்ன மாதிரி ஒன்றே குலம் ஒருவனே தேவன்றதுதான் எங்க நிலைப்பாடும்.
While not taking any names, Vijay did make it quite clear he was anti-DMK and anti-BJP. The indication rather seems to be he's taken a bit of both.
திராவிடமும் தமிழ் தேசியமும் இந்த மண்ணோட இரண்டு கண்கள் என்பதுதான் நம்மளுடைய தாழ்மையான கருத்தும். அதனால நாம எந்த ஒரு குறிப்பிட்ட அடையாளத்துக்குள்ளேயும் நம்மளை சுருக்கிக்காம தமிழ்நாட்டு உரிமைகளை சார்ந்த இந்த மண்ணுக்கான மதச்சார்பற்ற சமூக நீதி கொள்கைகள், அதாவது செக்யூலர் சோஷியல் ஜஸ்டிஸ் ஐடியாலஜிஸ்
எதிரின்னு சொல்லிட்டு ஒரு வார்த்தை மட்டும் பாஜக பத்தி பேசுறாரு.
அதாவது இது வரைக்கும் பல அரசியல் கட்சிகளுடைய ஏ டீம் பி டீம் பார்த்திருக்கிறோம். இது பாரதிய ஜனதாவுடைய சி டீம்.
Thalapathy Vijay is clearly platforming himself as an alternative to both DMK and BJP. Vijay's speech has created quite a flutter, but there's still a lot more clarity needed on exactly what kind of politics the superstar Neta espouses. Bureau Report, India Today.
Let's raise the big question. Will Vijay breach the Dravidian fortress? Can stardom guarantee political success? Is there space for a third front in Tamil Nadu? Joining me now are two special guests who track that part of the country. T.S. Sudhir joins me. He's been a senior political journalist for years. Sumant C. Raman tracks politics as well in Chennai. I appreciate both of you joining us. Sumant, are we seeing the rise of a actor politician in Tamil Nadu, or will this be another false dawn? We've had a couple of actors in recent times. Rajnikant never took off. Kamal Hassan has struggled. Can Vijay be different?
Rajdeep, my point of view is it's way too early to say. I mean, he's batted the first over and he struck a couple of sixes. Now,
what are the sixes he struck?
Well, first of all, the huge crowds that he gathered yesterday, I mean, that's taken a lot of people by surprise. People did say that he would get a good crowd, but the crowd seemed to have been enormous. The second is the speech. I mean, quite honestly, nobody expected such a fiery speech and that he would go hammer and tongs at both BJP and DMK. So I think that he, like I said, he's hit a couple of sixes in the first over, but there's a long way to go. I mean, this is, whether he's going to get 100 or whether he's going to be dismissed in the third over, we just have to wait and see. And he still remains in many ways an unknown quantity because we don't really know, apart from the fact that he's now made it clear he's open for alliances for the 2026 election. We still do not know how his day-to-day political activities are going to be, what kind of team that he's going to assemble. Right now, there's hardly anybody with any political background around him. They're mostly members of his fans association. So there are a lot of things that we don't know. What we know is he has the capacity to assemble massive crowds, and he has, at least as far as on the face of what we saw yesterday, he does make a good platform speaker.
But there is also the question, T.S. Sudhir, whether he can create that space for a third force in Tamil Nadu politics. Kamal Hassan tried it, didn't work. And there is a belief that the BJP may well look for a Vijay-like figure and then prop him up. That's what the Dravidian parties are already accusing the BJP of, that they are using Vijay's popularity, going to piggyback on him. They tried it with Rajnikant, it never took off. Now they want to do it with Vijay. Any truth to this? Do you believe that this is a third force that is being attempted to, that there is an attempt to create a third force with possible BJP support?
Well, Rajdeep, for one, as Sumant Siraman said, Vijay is pretty much of an unknown commodity. We know about the kind of movies he made. The people have loved him. But as a political figure, an unknown commodity, of course, untested. Now, as far as this whole charge of him being a C team of the BJP, as one of the ministers was pointing out, well, there have been too many differences between the BJP leaders in Tamil Nadu and Vijay in the past. A war of words over one of his past films also took place. So in that sense, there isn't really much of a meeting ground at the moment between Vijay and the BJP. Is there space for a political entrant like Vijay? Well, at the moment, unless one of the two Dravidian parties gets squeezed out, it looks highly unlikely. The 2026 election, pretty much like the 2024 Lok Sabha election, is likely to be the DMK-led bloc versus the rest. Now, if that happens, what would be the performance of the AIDMK be like? And then on that pretty much hinges the future of a political figure like Vijay. We saw that the BJP did not quite succeed, even though they tried to make a splash in the 2024 Lok Sabha elections. So if the AIDMK does not perform as per expectations in the 2026 assembly elections, I think that's when the political realignment will take place. So Vijay, I suspect, pretty much like Pawan Kalyan in Andhra Pradesh, is not really looking seriously at 2026, but probably beyond 2026.
But do you see him taking on both the BJP and the Dravida parties, or do you believe he will also have to take some side at some stage? Kamal Hassan eventually chose to plant himself in the India Alliance anti-BJP camp.
Yeah, I mean, Kamal Hassan was always part of that kind of bloc. He was always known to be an anti-BJP figure. Vijay has taken on the DMK because there are wheels within wheels as far as the DMK versus Vijay goes. Will he align himself with the BJP? I think a lot will depend on what really happens in the next couple of years. I think it's too early to say. And Vijay also, if he goes along with the BJP, he has seen the kind of reception the BJP gets within Tamil Nadu. So that could actually prove politically suicidal for him at this point in time. And whether the BJP would also want two young figures in an Annamalai or a Vijay. So at this point in time, I think it's too early to say which way Vijay will go. I think the best bet for him, if he wants to really last the course and be another NTR and Jayalalitha-like figure, is to kind of try to make a mark himself. He's a one-man party. We don't know, as Sumant was pointing out, we don't know who else is really in the party. So what he does over the next year, because punch dialogues, I mean, yesterday's speech was replete with many punch dialogues, but punch dialogues alone don't really make a winning politician.
Does he, Sumant, are we agreed that there is space being created for a potential alternative to the DMK, given that the AIDMK's fortunes have not really risen since the death of Jayalalitha? They have struggled. So the space is there. It's a question who occupies it.
Yeah, Rajdeep, I know it's a little premature to start making predictions for 2026, but Vijay has two broad choices. He cannot align with the BJP. That's ruled out because he has identified the BJP as his ideological enemy. So there's no question of going with the BJP, at least not in 26. And obviously he cannot go with the DMK because the DMK he has taken them on hammer and tongs yesterday. So I think that there are two options for Vijay. Try to tie up with some of the smaller parties and try his luck. Potentially that means the DMK comes back to power. And then what happens to him in the next 5 years is a question mark. The other option, which is a more realistic option, is to tie up with the AIADMK. The AIADMK, mind you, still commands 20-22% of the vote in Tamil Nadu. And with the addition of Vijay, maybe other parties like the PMK and others, they become a formidable force to take on a DMK alliance. And potentially, Vijay has spoken about a share of power. If the AIADMK is willing to concede, and they're weakened, so they may be willing to concede, then that could mean that Vijay could find himself in a similar situation, very similar to Pawan Kalyan in Andhra Pradesh now.
Very interesting. Therefore, a final question to you, T.S. Sudhir. When I look at the history of film star politicians in southern India, there are, of course, exceptions like MGR and NTR who broke every rule. The others have either aligned with a major party, or some of them have proved to be super flops, even though they were great actors on screen. Shivaji Ganeshan is a good example. Where do you see Vijay fall in? He's a popular folk hero. Does that give him some kind of a Rajni-like sort of appeal, which he could cash on in the years ahead?
Well, he has a couple of things going for him. One, he is entering politics at the peak of his film career. Most of his films have been blockbusters, doing very well. Even the films which are not really cinematically very good, they go on to do pretty well. And he's only 50. So in that sense, he has got age on his side. He's not likely to be a man in a hurry, unlike a Rajni, who of course made only a half-hearted attempt to get into politics, or a Kamal Hassan. Vijay has age on his side, and he has this huge appeal among the youth and the women voters. But all this would it really translate? Because as we know right now, TVK is only known as a Vijay party. Who else is in the party? He still needs 233 other candidates to be fielded in the assembly elections, and that's all going to be a very tall order. So, as Sumant was saying, very early to say, he has made a fiery, opening in the power play, but then he still has, it's a test match and a long way to go.
And I found it interesting that Pawan Kalyan is among those who have tweeted support for Vijay. So clearly there could be a model there. If Pawan Kalyan could do it, become Deputy Chief Minister with a limited vote share, correct?
They have acted in remakes of each other's films. In fact, one movie called Kushi, in which Vijay acted in Tamil and Pawan Kalyan in Telugu, were big hits in their own film careers.
Okay, interesting there. Insights into the rise, potentially, of another actor politician. We'll wait and see whether Vijay's political career is as much of a blockbuster as clearly his cinematic career is. Sumant Raman and T.S. Sudhir for sharing your insights. Thanks very much for joining me here on the news today. I want to leave you tonight with two images, two very different images. Kerala Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan's escort vehicle he was traveling in involved in a collision in Thiruvananthapuram earlier today. The incident occurred when the first vehicle of the CM's convoy tried to veer away from a woman on a bike, suddenly taking a deviation on the busy road. The CM's vehicle suffered minor damages, but no injuries were reported. As you can see, that was quite a collision there in Thiruvananthapuram. The second image is a major boost to India's defense capabilities. Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the Spanish President Pedro Sanchez inaugurating a new aircraft manufacturing facility in Vadodara. The facility, developed in collaboration with Airbus, aims to produce India's first privately built military aircraft, specifically 40 C-295 aircraft starting in 2026. So those are images that you're getting today from the meeting that took place where the deals were signed in Vadodara. That's it on the show tonight. Tomorrow is Dhanteras, and we wish you a happy big Diwali weekend. Thanks for watching. Stay well, stay safe. Good night, Shubhratri. Jai Hind. Namaskar.